Thank you, Billy. Billy just reminded me I'm on the clock, so. As Jim mentioned, when Willie retired from the bench, he had opportunities to go to many different law firms in the city. And instead, he chose to join his stepson, Jim Ross. So I became the indirect beneficiary of having Willie in our office. Willie was a formidable presence. When he wanted something from me, he'd yell out my name. And you know what I did? I went into his office and I said, "Yes, Judge." What else could you say? So a quick story. So I had a client in my office. A young man came to us and said that he was falsely arrested by the police and he wanted us to represent him. And I said, great. But as I was talking to him, I saw that he was reluctant to sign with us, to sign with me. I wasn't getting him to sign a retainer. I needed help. So I went next door to Willie's office and I explained the situation to him. So Willie came into our conference room. Now, in our conference room, you could actually, there's a picture window, and you could actually see the courthouse. So Willie said to this young man, "Come here. I am going to show you something." And he looked out our window, and he said to the young man, "That is the courthouse. And when you're in the streets, the police rule. But when we go to that courthouse, we rule." That courthouse is where justice is dealt every day. That courthouse is where we're going to get you justice. That young man then signed the retainer. Willie went back into his room, and the young man said to me, "Is there anything else I could sign to ensure that you and Willie will be my lawyers?" And I said, "No, one retainer is enough." But I wanted to make another point about Willie when he pointed to that courthouse. Willie showed his reverence for the judiciary. When he ran for Congress against Shirley Chisholm and lost, I asked him, was he disappointed? Had he been disappointed at that time? And he said, "No, because I would not have become a judge otherwise." He always pointed out that it was the courts that were at the forefront of the civil rights movement. And he was part of that fight also. He was regional director of the NAACP. He worked with Martin Luther King, with Thurgood Marshall. And on a local level, just a story that Willie would tell. One of my favorite Willie stories. Willie had a storefront in Bed-Stuy. One more minute. And this will take a minute, I promise.
30 seconds, Arnie.
30 seconds. And there was a local bank in Bed-Stuy, an Independence Bank. And this is in the 60s, and there were no black bank tellers. And so Willie went over to the bank president, and he said, you don't have any, this is the heart of Bed-Stuy. I bank here, my clients bank here. And the bank president said, "Willie, I hear you, I understand you completely, but these things take time." So Willie took his money out of the bank. He took his clients' money out of the bank. He told all the people from the neighborhood, "Take your money out of the bank." So a couple of weeks later, the bank president came to Willie's office, and he said, "Willie, you made your point. We're going to take care of it." And Willie said, "I understand completely what you're saying, but these things take time." So Willie held court in our...
I love Artie.
He was going to do the keynote tonight. It was time to go.
Well done. Very well done. Let me ask